Hey everybody, this is Bradley Teaches, and Logie is awesome software. We all know that, right? And it has a lot of resources in it. One of those resources is the Freebie graphics. But if you're like me, you can check out those Freebie graphics and it's a lot of cool things in there, but sometimes they don't quite fit your color scheme or what you were trying to do in your Amazon Live. Well, today I'm going to show you how to edit those graphics quick and easy using free software. Let's go. Here we are in my Logie and I'm in the freebie section already. As you see here in the left hand column, you click on freebies. It's usually under the manage column and you'll get here to these graphics. So let's grab something that's pretty colorful. We're going to pick this one. So I'm going to pick don't forget to hit the follow button. And I'm going to right click on it and save as and put it in my downloads folder. You can also use the download arrow here, depending on the browser that you use. Sometimes that will or won't work, but right clicking on it, save image as, will typically work no matter what browser. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to go over here to the ask questions box. I'm going to pick one that's a little bit more simple here, but a green gradient. And I'm going to right click on that, save image as, put it in my downloads folder. All right, so now we're done. Let's jump into this other software package and actually edit these graphics. Here we are in PhotoPea, which is a free app that's ad supported, as you see here above my head. I'll probably remove most of that with a little bit of movie magic so you're not distracted by that. But it is a free app. There is a pro version, but everything I'm going to show you now can be done with the free version. So first we're going to go here to open from computer. And we're going to open up the ask me questions graphic first. And I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger so you can see it better on your screen as we work on it. Now this is more of a simplified recoloring of a graphic. And how we do that, we're going to go to Image, Adjustments, Hue and Saturation. Now we're going to click at the very bottom right here. We're going to click Colorize. And what this does, it basically adds a color filter, so to speak, over the entire image. So if any part of the image has a color that's other than black or white, because those will usually stay black or white, if it has any color, it will replace it with the new color. So if we go here in the hue palette, we're just going to drag that. And the color palette, I want to let you know this right off the bat. The color palette is not going to be extreme. It's going to be based on whatever the original color was. And that's going to also hold some weight in the next level of editing that we do. So as you go here, you can scrub across your hue and you can see the different colors that you can get. Now I'm going to put this in more of my brand color. So it's going to be a blue. So let me go back and find a blue. That looks pretty good there. And now I'm also going to kick up the saturation to make it a more intense blue. And we're done. That's a quick and easy way to recolorize an image and customize it for yourself for use in your videos. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK. Now also, while we're here, let me make my screen a little bit smaller. While we're here, as you can see, this graphic is large and centered. I wasn't intended on showing you how to do this, but might as well since we're here. You may not want that graphic to be large and in the center. You may want it in a corner, right? You can actually do that now and reset up where you want that image. It might also be a little big. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go to Edit, Transform, Scale. And you'll get the clicker arrows or squares around the image. It automatically scales it proportionally, which is great. All you can do is grab one of the corners and drag down toward the middle. Or you grab this corner, drag up toward the middle, right? Or drag away to scale it larger. And I'm going to put this in the bottom left corner. and make it a little bit smaller. So that's going to be what this image will look like now on my video screen when I use it. It's going to be in the bottom left corner. So we're going to go to now, File, Export as PNG. Then use whatever name you want. It's going to try to give it the same name that the graphic already was. And as you can see here, and I'm going to hit Save. So now we're done with that graphic. Quick and easy edit, ready to go to the next one. So let's close this one. And we're going to go to Open from Computer. And we're going to open up our other element, which is the Follow Me graphic, right? It's already placed kind of how I want it. It's going to be in that bottom corner. Good to go. Good size. But the color scheme is not what I want to use. So this time, instead of just kind of an overall colorizing, we're going to change the teal and the purple to two other colors. Now, let's say you want to do this for a Christmas themed Amazon Live. Let's do it. Go here to enlarge just to make it larger so you can see what I'm working on. And I'm actually going to move this closer to the center too. I'll move it back when it's all done. So now we have two different colors and we want to make them two other colors. Now, whenever you're using these techniques, because they are quick, kind of overall, easy to do techniques, they're not necessarily pro level colorizing techniques. So typically you're going to have black and white will probably have to stay those colors. Black will usually just stay black, white will stay white, regardless of these two techniques that I'll be showing you. Now, it can be edited in other ways, but I want to show you this quick, easy way first before we go into maybe a pro level or a upper level editing technique. So let's stick with the basics for today. We're going to go back to Image, Adjustments, and we're going to go to Replace Color. Now, you get a little color box here in this palette. You want to click that, and now you pick the color you want to change by putting the crosshairs over it and clicking. And as you see here, that purple has been selected. I'll click OK. Now you can already see that purple has changed based on where this hue slider was sitting when we first started. Now I want this to be a red color. So I'm going to drag the hue slider until I get kind of the red I want. And I like that red. That's a decent red. Now what you might not be able to see is that on the little fringe edges here, it looks like a little bit of purple is still there. How you fix that when you're adjusting these colors, you want to go up here, back in the Replace Color palette, to the fuzziness slider. And you want to drag that up past 100. You don't really have to go extreme with it, but you want to get it up past 100. And what that does is, no matter what color you pick, because it's a graphic, even if it's a solid color, there may be little fringes that are a little bit different than that color. So even though, yes, it's a purple block, when you get close to the edges or get close to other colors, that purple tone might be a little darker or might be a little bit lighter. And to grab all that purple or all whatever color you want to change, you want to slide that fuzziness up. And all that's saying is, okay, here's the tone I picked. Get a little bit darker than that. Get a little bit lighter than that. That's all fuzziness is in a general sense. So I've done that now, and I like the red that I see. The halo is gone, and I want to kick up the intensity of that red. So I'm going to go here to Saturation and pull that up. And as you see here, that red got really nice and bright. I like what I see here, so I'm going to hit OK. Next, I'm going to change the teal to a green because we're doing a Christmas theme, right? So I'm going to go back to Image, Adjustments, Replace Color, click the box, click the teal, click OK. And now I'm going to drag this until I get kind of a green. I like that green. Kick the fuzziness up to make sure I get all the green. And now we're going to go here to Saturation and say, okay, do I want to a deeper green, a more intense green. Now what saturation does is it gets it closer to bright version of that color, or it takes away that color and brings it back down to gray. So it's like, how much of this color do I want to show? How intense do I want it? So pound it with the color or pull the color off is what saturation does. What lightness does is basically goes white to black, right? So I personally don't use lightness a lot because I want the color, right? I don't want to lose the color as you see here. I want the color. So I kind of leave that. You can even drag it to the negatives of lightness and really get a punch of that color. But what's going to also happen, as you see here, that white is not as bright as it was at first. I'm not sure if you can tell in the video, but it's not. I'm going to kick this kind of closer to 0, but I want that green to be more intense. I like that. I like everything I see here. I'm going to hit OK. Let's make this a little smaller so I can move this back to the corner it came from. And it's already a good size. Now I'm going to go to File, Export as PNG, and we're going to save this one. Okay, so as simple as that, we have now colorized 2 graphics from my Logie into the colors that we want to use them as. So let's jump back now to full screen and show you those graphics in action. Okay, here we are back on my video screen. So let me show you the graphics as they originally were, then show you the graphics that we edited. So here's the first graphic. That's that teal and purple, which is cool, but that's not the theme I wanted. I'm doing a Christmas themed show. So here's the new graphic we created. Looking nice, looking good. Placement is the same, but it is Christmas themed. It fits our show. And now here are the others. Here's the original graphic, green, but also centered and big in the middle, which would be hard to really use during a live show. So let's see the other one. Now smaller, closer to my color scheme, and in the corner. But that's how you can edit those free graphics and make them your own. All right, y'all, keep on creating. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.